I just want to thank Lindsay for giving her time on another training. This is for those of you that haven't attended one of Lindsay's trainings. When she gets going, she just starts spewing gold out of her mouth. This woman knows how to make a lot of money, but she also knows how to leverage and how to teach agents to leverage. And if I cannot tell you how many agents that I've met that are just like, but I just like doing it. I like doing all the paperwork and stuff. And I'm like, well, I hope you like being fucking poor, because enjoy that. So, at this company, we want to train you how to level up your business. And if you're still, I'm going to steal one of Lindsay's things that she taught me, and she's going to say this to you guys today, but it was such a great reference when she's like, how would you feel if you're flying on a plane and during mid-flight, your pilot's back there serving the peanuts? Like, I'd be pretty scared. So how do you think your clients feel if you're doing all these super low level things instead of managing their transaction at a super high level, looking like you have your shit together? So hopefully that's a good enough intro, Lindsay. But you guys, I cannot tell you how fortunate you are to have these brilliant brokers at this company who are willing to pour into you like this. Thanks, Lindsay. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate that. And Sandy, that was a great introduction because, you know, all majority of the agents here and out there started the same way. We had absolutely no experience on real estate, and we have zero experience on running a business. And I think running that business and those systems, that is where your leverage and growth comes from. However, there's a lot of, I would say, bad mindsets or belief systems that come into play. Like you said, Sandy, I hear it all the time from agents that are, they're good agents and they're like, I want to do it myself. Nobody does it better than me. And it's like, really? I was like, you can't want a leadership paycheck, you know, doing the chaos work and doing the basic work. And we're going to walk through those scenarios. I'm not here to tell you, hey, hire a TC. I'm actually going to try to help you understand the whys, the philosophies, the belief systems, and then give you some best practices on how to introduce it. Those are the main struggles, So everybody can go out there and buy a TC, but then how do you roll it out? How do you roll a transaction coordinator and a team into your systems the way you're working right now? So I appreciate that, Sandy. And it just boils back to the thought process. Agents get into this business and they're like, I need more leads, I need more leads. And I was like, you know what, you can have all the leads in the world, if you don't have a good system in place, you're going to lose a lot of those leads, you're going to fumble the ball, you're going to make mistakes. So this is about handling those leads in that process, and how to scale. There's hidden profit in all of this, and listen, it's a hidden gold mine. So there's a reason why people gatekeep on this, because they're actually winning listings over you because you're not using these types of systems. So I think that's something I wanted to hammer home, is it's not about more leads. And you know what, you can't get more leads if you're doing paperwork, right? We didn't get into this business. That's the problem. We didn't get into this business to chase the paperwork. And somewhere along the line, you became the CEO and the admin, and that split your focus. And that's very expensive. So once you hit that point, which we all do, obviously we have to learn, but that learning curve does not have to be as long as I guess some agents I see they punish themselves for. So you're getting paid like an admin because you are the admin. So we want to teach you how to stop that, and where the gap, why it's costing you, because I think agents also, they don't do the math on the ROI, and we're going to get into that as well. So you have to think, where does your time actually go when you're in the thick of it? You're technically, and I'm going to just do minimums here. Technically, you're supposed to be calling 2 people a day to generate leads. You're supposed to be connecting with 2 new connections a day. I know for a fact there is no one I know that is absolutely doing that right now, except for the big winners that have the help. So if you think at minimum, you're supposed to be making 2 contacts a day. You're supposed to be servicing your current clients and deals on the table. You're supposed to be training learning how to do your business. And then, you're supposed to be staying compliant. And then, in your educational classes, your CE, keeping your license up to date. So you have to separate, what are my income producing activities that I have to do, that I am the only one that can do? Like, I am calling my friends and family in my sphere of influence. So that's on me. I am scaling my business. Where am I going to get leads? And then, if you have those systems in place, what does the system look like? What does the business structure look like to keep you away from what we call, when I say low value work, I don't mean that it's not valuable. Like, it's very valuable to have your paperwork in order, but that low $20 an hour work versus the $200 an hour work. What are you worth an hour? And shame on you for taking the tasks away from the individuals who do that job. That was something else I actually had a leader tell me. It's like, think about how you make the other person feel if that is their job and you're taking it away from them. What does that say about you and your control? And the biggest thing is the infrastructure. What is a transaction coordinator, transaction management? I actually have now played it into where I have a whole customer experience team. And I'm going to show you kind of how I transition into that. It's not about when the deals start, when the paperwork starts. It starts well before that. And this is kind of a miscommunication that I like to teach our agents. My transaction coordinator and I actually are having conversations about deals that are still in lead status. I introduce them to the client. Hey, just want to let you know, this client needs assistance. They're not ready yet. Here's their information. I will pull all the data on that and I will dump it. And I will say, hey, here's the client's expectations. I have several clients that actually don't like to e-signature. So I have to print everything out. Well, I put those notes and make my TC aware. And then she knows, hey, for this client, I have to make sure that I have all the documents filled out in PDF status. So she can go to one place and print it out. That can save you an hour's worth of time just in those types of scenarios. And then also knowing that, hey, this client is better by phone. This client is better by email. This client is better by text message. The other aspect of it is it's not just your clients. My TC knows my photographer. So when we have a deal coming, she can call. I mean, how many of y'all are still coordinating your photography appointments? I mean, that's a few hours right there. My title companies, knowing how my title companies work, already having set up how we're going to do payment and processing. Title commitments are huge to my files, and pre-title is huge to my files. I actually pull title prior for all of my deals. So my transaction coordinator knows my system from start to finish, and my start is actually a pre-start. And I actually think that is where a lot of agents go wrong, because the communication and them understanding how you operate, that's going to make for a smoother transition and also help you let go. The basic items that really save your bacon, keeping the deals alive. And agents don't think about this. You know how nice it is to have a transaction coordinator message you and say, hey, listen, I know you're super busy. You got 8 deals in the pipeline. I'd love to have 8 deals in the pipeline right now per month. But, if you think about really getting to that level, you're going to forget. You're going to need somebody to schedule that stuff on your calendar. That's going to help you with compliance. Running, like I said, your transaction pipeline, we have a whole follow-up system afterwards. When you're in the deal, you're just in the deal. But how can you make that deal make babies for you? And that's where your transaction team and your coordination come into play with those strategies. Managing the moving parts, and protecting your deals from falling apart. I kind of joke, they protect me from my TC protects me from falling apart. Hey, I got this problem, or hey, you know what, Lindsey, I just pulled this file. You haven't made notes on it in 2 weeks. And I'm like, thank you. I need to circle back to the client, or, things of that nature. I've even said, hey, they have family in the hospital. Can you send out a greeting card for me? Like, the sky is the limit with how you structure your service. And it's typically the limited thinking of the agent that gets them into trouble with this. So we actually have a TC service and support team within our company, which is why I love my real estate company and my real estate company too, and why I've invested in this business and in this company. Besides the basic ins and outs of the day and the basic fees in our program, I don't know if you can see the pricing, the fees on your screen. That's a steal for the services that you get. But one of the services that our agents actually aren't aware of, that you got to plug in. Our TCs actually will do basic marketing and social media, create a flyer. The reason why that's valuable is I know people that are paying excessive amounts of money for assistants and VAs to do social media and to do the media kits. And if your TC already has those templates and are on board, one, they're going to put you out there when you're doing showings and doing deals. You're going to be on social media, but you're also going to be behind the scenes actually making the money and making it happen and lead generation. And that just helps you be more efficient, and helps with, your presentation and your market execution. Does anybody have any questions or need to chime in? I know there's several of you on this call that had no idea that our TC services would also assist in marketing development.
That is definitely something I wasn't aware of. You got me.
My joke with RTC is I was like, make her come and complain to me that you're giving her too much work. Because I know the work that she has for me, being a broker and also being an agent. So, I had a conversation with an agent today. I said, I have $16 million in deals with the TC. And I was like, I don't have one question that she can't handle you. And so getting that doubt out of your mind is normally is the barrier. But you know what? That also tells me you don't know who your TC is. I know my TC is a badass. I know she's a former Marine. I know that she runs multiple companies. I know that she has her systems in place. So if you have that doubt with your TC, then in your systems and your people, it's because maybe you don't know who they are and what they're capable of. The math, this is actually really funny to me. We have a broker in our office. He always says agents are bad at math, and he's right. And so we basic broke it down. The ROI, you don't need 10 more deals. You just need one. If you got one extra deal a month, that averages in real estate, basic real estate, $10,000. Who couldn't use that? And you know what? Your TC only costs you on average $400 a month. The ROI is 20 to 30 times. I don't understand it. And I think, and Sandy saw me, I get really short when agents say to me, oh, I'm going to do it myself. And I'm like Sandy said, it's a control thing. It has nothing to do with money. And, there are some hidden risks that you need to be aware of. I tell agents as a broker, I know if you have a TC, the TC has double checked the signatures. They've met your timelines, because one lost deal, if a customer has a bad experience, that could be 3 referrals down the road that you no longer have because of just some little bitty oversight. And one mistake, an errors and omissions claim on a company, on a brokerage, on you. Most agents don't even have the $5,000 to $10,000 to pay the deductible on an errors and omissions claim. So, it's an investment for your company and your safety and your future. And we've talked about this a few times. The real barrier is control. These are not, time decisions. These are control decisions. Control feels safe. I mean, I totally get it. The reason why I'm here teaching this class is because when I learned to let go and put a system in place, I saw how the safety of control really hurt my business, and it also hurt the time with my family. And like I said, the number one things, and Sandy said some of this too, is I'll just handle it. No one else can do it. No one can do it right. But that thought process keeps you small, and it keeps your business small. And you don't scale by working harder. You have to scale by working differently. And I can't say this over and over again. Top agents don't do it. Don't do everything. Look at any successful business professional. They are not answering the phones. They are not writing the paperwork. They are the face of the company. They're out there making relationships, and they're out there generating leads, and they're managing their team. And they manage and design the systems that execute the image and the style of business you want to present. And that's how you build your leverage. All right. The big step. How do you let go? So this isn't a leap. Don't do it. Don't do an all in. You should really never in business do an all in. You should have a plan and you should have a structure. And I will tell you, majority of these transaction coordinators, ask them, interview them, say, let them know who you are. This is how I operate. This is my process. You may find out that your process sucks and their process is better. You do not need perfection. I think that's the other thing agents get into is nobody can do it like me. Well, you know what? Maybe nobody can do it like you on an average day when there's no stress. But what if something happens? Something is always going to happen. And I'm not talking about traumatic. What if one deal crashes? You can't let the other deal get sacrificed because you're in a bad mood. And all of that stress weighs down on you. So you actually need to focus on your progress and the process. So start with just one transaction. You can have your hands in the other and learn your TC and let your TC learn you and figure out what system is the most efficient, how you want to communicate with the clients, how you want to keep notes, what types of checklists and templates they have. I like to say, listen, your TC, if they're highly professional like ours, they're running 150 deals at a time. They already know the system. So maybe let go and have them teach you what the best practices should be and what, they are seeing top producing agents and teams. Say, hey, I know you work with top producing teams. This is my first rodeo. What is their day look like? Sometimes it takes an example for you to understand that you've been not doing it wrong, but doing it the hard way. This is one tool that has helped me overcome the control process. I let my clients know, and also this is one tool that has won me pretty much every listing I've showed up at. When you're competing against other agents and chaos and solo agents and things of that nature, they're interviewing for the job and it's just them. They're the Lone Ranger. When you can show up and present to your clients, hey, just want to let you know, you don't just have me. You have a whole team. You have a whole support team. It's very important. I'm going to kind of give you my presentation right now because I have some buzzwords with the industry that we're in and the filing and the compliance. I think there's some stuff left on the table, and here's how I integrate all of it. So I was like, hey, just want to let you know, Michelle, I'm very excited to represent your property. It's gorgeous. I want to set some expectations and kind of make you aware of a lot because real estate's changed. I want to talk to you about systems. I want to talk to you about paperwork. I know paperwork sounds terrible. I know I have a pile of paperwork for you to sign today. The industry's changed. Compliance is huge. I'm required as a real estate professional or brokerage to hold your documents for 4 years. As a seller, you kind of sit in the lawsuit seat. If the buyer has buyer's remorse for any reason and they want to go down that legal pathway, we're going to have to pull all these files, all our correspondences, and present them as evidence. So I have an entire team. It's not just me. I have an entire team. I have an entire brokerage, and we're responsible for keeping this file tidy, compliant. I said, we may have to come back and forth several times to have you sign documents. So I want to let you know, I'm not bugging you. And I also want to let you know the people that you may be talking to, if I'm out in the field or there's something super important that our transaction team or a marketing manager or title partner or even my real estate broker, I want you to know who they are because there's a chance within this very important transaction that's going to cost you, we're selling a $600,000 home. That's a big deal. And there's a lot of compliance. There's a bunch of fraud out there. So I want you to be aware that this is our team. These are our people. You can call any of them if you have questions. Also, we want to protect you. So here's my level of service. I am not a lone ranger. The person you'll correspond with most first is going to be our transaction coordinator, Kyla. She's going to email, she can text you. She has access to all your files. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to her. If I'm not available, she can get a hold of me. And then when we get closer to the end of the transaction, we're going to be working with our title partner. My title partner is Neffy. He's amazing. He's actually going to pull pre-title, so you'll probably correspond with him a little bit up front. But really the goal here is to help you get to the finish line. Let us carry the stress and the work and all the chaos that's going to go on in a successful sale. And with that, I think you get the image that the TC doesn't replace you. They actually amplify you. And I don't know how y'all felt when I was going through that scenario, but you see, you're not just getting Lindsey, the agent, you're getting Lindsey and our entire team. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for a high level of service. I'm the pilot. I got someone that serves the peanuts. I have someone that serves the cocktails. I have someone that gets your luggage. And that really changes the game, especially when people challenge your commissions and what am I getting? What service am I getting? What am I paying for? And just remember, it's all about partnership. So you have the partnership with your client, but you also have the partnership with your team. So making sure that you are very clear about what's getting put in, the information that's getting put in, so you have a better outfit. And the speed comes from alignment. So the speed comes from your system, because I have people all the time. I can do it faster. You know what? When you get busy, you can't. And when you get busy, you make mistakes, and a mistake costs you more time. And a great TC and a great team is a force amplifier. And that's really where it compounds, because if you've created that positive experience with your client's not stressed, you're not stressed, and it was a successful transaction, even with some of the hiccups that happen, and we know they're going to happen, everybody's going to be excited to say, man, I had a great experience. My agent was amazing. Her team was amazing. You'd be an idiot for not using them. And it's not just about faster responses. It's really about more wins. And to me, I think it's about eliminating the stress. And that is really a win, not just for me as the agent and broker personally. It's a win for your client. I've seen my clients be so stressed out. And the fact that stress seems to be an extreme, just helper if we can minimize it and really help them feel good about what's happening. Because not all real estate transactions are because of a positive scenario. Better experience, like you said, you guys, referrals are everything. And having more referrals comes from starting with this type of program. So you're going to go from surviving the real estate business to actually running it. And and if you go online, you see these top producing agents, they're happy, they're motivated, and it's because they have taken the weight off their shoulders. So, without a TC, you're always going to be busy. You're always going to be chasing these admin tasks. You are going to be stressed. And you're going to be capped when I say capped, you're going to be capped in your business. You're going to hit a ceiling and a wall. So it helps you scale and be strategic. I hope this helped someone today get over the fears of hiring a team and a support system. It's changed my life for the better. I do understand that control is a thing, but I have faith in every single one of you, and the sky's the limit. So I hope I helped someone today.
Absolutely. I think it's very interesting to hear the ways that you leverage a TC and all the things that she can do for agents. So your trainings are always amazing.
I do appreciate y'all. Did anybody have any questions or concerns? I know that some of you that don't have a TC are not using it. What are those pain points? I'm happy to answer those questions.
No questions, honestly, but definitely I agree with everything you said with a TC. It saves you time, but then it also opens up time for you to market yourself, right? Which is what brings you like leads and clients and your image, right, on social media, building your trust and all that. But TC, like paperwork wise, oh my gosh, takes off so much off of my shoulders. And I'm sure like whomever uses a TC can like agree with that. And then those that don't should look into it.
I would much rather be at dinner with my family than putting paperwork together. It just, I think, just you miss it. If somebody doesn't throw it in your face, you miss out on the real value of time.
I kind of want to make a really good point about this as well. It does matter what TC you use. Emily, you've been with us from the very beginning, so you know that like we made some changes and made sure we have a really good fucking TC in place. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that knows their shit, somebody that takes ownership of exactly what they're doing, and somebody that wants to hear from you, the agent, like, hey, what is it that you need from me? She has the same heart of our company. All we want to do is help you win more, make more money, get more of your time back, which is our most valuable asset, the more seasoned I get in life. But honestly, it's not just using a TC, it's who you use as a TC. They are absolutely not all created equal. And we're very proud to give you guys the opportunity at a very, very high quality, high level TC. Emily, your marketing, like your open houses and all that other stuff, that was just fire. And I had no idea that Kyle was even doing that for you. And so I just wanted to make it clear, like, if you use a TC, make sure they are up to your standards. If you have a feeling that they aren't up to your standards, then you're probably using the wrong TC. And if it's ever at our company, you need to let us know so that we can make it right. We can make it better. That's all we want, is for you to be successful.
Absolutely, Sandy. And what's really funny that you say that, I mean, how many times do people say, because you have a real estate license, oh, you guys all do the same thing? Absolutely not. We don't. And your TCs aren't created equal. So I'm so glad you pointed that out. But, the agent who's you're hiring an employee, if you think about it, it is your responsibility. So make sure you come, asking for those references. What team? Obviously, it's like, what team do you work for? That's who they work for, is also going to matter. Like, like they work with high performing teams that do the same kind of deals. There's some, it's kind of crazy. There are some TCs that do multiple states, and, are your states similar in compliance? Do you understand my paperwork? Because it's not really just filling in the blank. It's so funny that it's like you think you're just like hiring a simple service. You're not. You're hiring an employee that's going to be right next to you, your pictures right next to them, providing that service on the largest transaction or deal of most individuals' lives. So I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's not something I tapped into, but interviewing those TCs and knowing exactly what they do and setting that expectation is super important. And we're very blessed. Our TCs are the best.
I have to say, I went to this business conference, a long time ago, okay? And it was after I had hired my very first virtual assistant, but before I hired more. And I watched this guy make $1 million in an hour. And he's way younger than me. And he stood up there, and the way that he did it was by selling leverage. He owned a virtual assistant company, and that's what he did, is he made sure that you could see the future of your successful self. And what was hilarious at the end of it is I realized he hadn't even created, my gosh, my stupid fucking camera here. But he hadn't even created it yet. He had this idea, and then he came out and sold it to everybody, 10,000 a pop. And I just watched everybody like buying it. And I bought it myself as well. And I watched him make $1 million on stage. And it's because he knew how to leverage. Billionaires know how to leverage. The richest people know how to leverage. And once you can get your head around that and stop acting like it's a badge of fucking honor because you go and do all the things yourself, it's actually pathetic if you want to be in a leadership position, if you want to be at a high level. If you want to keep being at the bottom and do 10 deals a year, then I see nothing wrong with, operating your business at the same level. But usually you're coming to this training because you want more for yourself. So we're going to tell you stuff that might not, that maybe everyone else doesn't tell you. But we do it out of love, and we do it because we had to learn these lessons the hard way over way too many years. So I really appreciate you giving it straight to them, Lindsey. And frankly, Lindsey's coached me in a lot of stuff like that. So thank you for that.
No, I appreciate you, Sandy. And, it's also, I think it's a habit of top performers. We are used to, hammering it out. We've been taught at a younger age that, working harder is going to produce more, when in reality, it's the type of work that we're doing, the quality of work that we're doing. And, so it's not uncommon, but I also think it's awesome when leaders share how they overcome those obstacles, how they overcame the control, because the control is actually what really holds us back. But it is kind of a default of our personality. So also being aware, and I'm really glad that you brought that up and you shared that.
Whiskey's ringing the doorbell. I gotta go let him in.
Ryan posted a comment, if you keep doing the same things, you'll keep making the same money. That's so true.
Definition of insanity, right? Let's beat our heads up against the wall.
Right.
Well, that is all I have for y'all today. Holly, do you want to close us out in your Holly B fashion?
Absolutely. So when in doubt, reach out. Messages if you need us. We are here for you. We all started this morning with a blank slate at 0. So go out and talk to a buyer, a seller, or an agent today. Have a good one. Bye.